Micro-breweries can go ahead, changes to mortgage regulations in Thailand, a Nordic man takes a ride, and the continuing tale of a little finger. This is the local and national news from Fabulous 103 FM, and it would be fabulous if you subscribed. It's easy. Click the subscribe button, and at the same time, click the like button too. Good news for wannabe beer brewers. The Thai Cabinet approved a draft regulation which would allow beer and wine producers of any size or production rate to apply for licensing. All, of course, must be majority Thai-owned, but otherwise regulations which have seen microbreweries and wine producers unable to do business would be lifted if this goes into law. No more massive daily or monthly production minimums, no more huge financial collateral required, and licensing will be available online. The downside is for distillers, where no change has been set to the minimum 30 to 90,000 litre a day production rate minimum, which has seen all but the major distillers unable to trade. In Samut Prakan, the former president of a provincial association, along with 7 others, has been arrested and charged with embezzling more than 100 million baht from a temple subsidy program. This, according to the National Anti-Corruption Commission. Facing a lifetime sentence in jail, Chon Sawat has garnered no favours with authorities, as stealing from temples is seen as the lowest of low, even amongst thieves. A foreigner, supposedly a Western man, took a taxi on Krabi, literally yesterday, seeing the cab driver pull over to pick up a fare. The Nordic national jump in and asked to share the ride. The driver went to add his bags to the others in the boot of the car, and the thief jumped in the driver's seat and drove off. Later he was discovered hiding in the toilet at a roadside shop. No word on what police will find in his system, but he's due to be charged on Krabi yesterday. Real estate sales of condos in Thailand are liable to take a pasting as of the end of next month. This is the Bank of Thailand announced plans to reintroduce the loan-to-value laws, which means that buyers do have to put down deposits and that valuations do have to be close to the actual value, giving banks a hedge against deflation and any potential drop in property values. In previous financial crash periods, banks were left licking their wounds as repossessions quickly showed to be worth significantly less than the values on paper. This, combined with rising interest rates, will have no effect on cash buyers, but will affect those using mortgages. Joe Ferrari, the Nakhon Sawan police colonel, now convicted of murder of a drug suspect in his custody, is a little less wealthy as of yesterday. This after the NACC decided that he was unexplainably wealthy based on his potential income, and so plans to confiscate approximately 1 billion bahts worth of possessions. And on Phuket, a local 35-year-old handed himself into police yesterday, admitting to killing a food vendor. He pled for understanding, as in his words, he killed the wrong man, thinking it was someone else that he'd fallen out with. But it wasn't, and it's unlikely he'll get bail, as police will be concerned that next time he'll get the right one, or at least another one. Meanwhile, at home and in the city, the tale of the Chinaman who was defingered in what was described as an abduction for ransom is taking an interesting twist. This as police have 2 men in custody. One at least is, according to reports, a friend of the man who was allegedly taken, had his finger cut off, and a demand sent to his family for 30 million baht. The 41-year-old would possibly have suffered more had his 20-year-old girlfriend not called the police. Amid rumours that the arrestee is here on a student visa or that it's already expired, he's accused of taking his erstwhile friend from a Walking Street local to somewhere close to Horseshoe Point out by the lake, dumping his Fortuner vehicle and then demanding monies. It's now been assumed that this may well have been a deal gone wrong between 2 former so-called business partners. The kidnapped man claims that he escaped from the house where he'd been held after his captors fell into a drug-induced sleep. Neighbours called the police and all but the finger were taken into custody. There's an awful lot more to this tale, and whether we get to hear it, we'll just have to wait and see as the investigation continues. And with local doctors advising that currently there is a debilitating flu doing the rounds, it's not COVID, but it will knock you sideways for a day or so, and the Met Office promising a sunny day, highs of 31, dropping down to 23. Local and national news today from Fabulous 103 FM and Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or programme, like and subscribe to our channel, fabulous Pattaya Media Group by using the link below.